in. Hi guys. So it is January 28th and my name is Leah. And so for those of you guys that are plugged in live, hi. Shout out to all of you guys. We can see it all on the screen, so make sure you're smiling big. And to everyone that's watching the recording, we're super excited to have you still plug in. We know schedules don't always mean that you get to watch it live, but just the act of taking time out of your day, out of your routine to plug in positivity and the same kind of mindset and ideas and sharing is awesome. So before we hit record, we were asking some people's favorite snacks. And so I'm going to read some of the chat here because I think we all get inspired by each other. So Kathy posted the Oikos apple cinnamon. I think I saw her post that one. So that's like an individual yogurt. Last week, Erin's snacks were boring, but now she's having quinoa salad, and it's awesome. That's fun. I love it. Frothed milk, Nicole, I love it. She's telling me about her frother that she got. She's super excited about it. Matt's been having peppers and tuna. I have fallen in love with apples again, as simple as it is. I'm like, I'm going to eat more apples, and they taste great. Go figure. Lauren was sharing with us that she likes the bean crisps, and she forces out. So the thing is, you guys, like out of all of that, not one person said the same thing. So there's so many options out there. I think sometimes we get pigeonholed into our routine that all we need to do is like take a step back and see what everyone else is doing and go, hey, I'm going to do that for a week and find a new motivation and a new excitement for our relationship with healthy living. So that's fun. That is super fun. I just want to first off say thank you to everyone for plugging into the live last week that I did at like 7:30 with no voice, and all of your guys is reaching out. It's very, very nice. Thank you. I do know that I sounded a little off for a couple days, but I feel that we're on the outs and outs. So today's call. First off, we're going to share some of the wins from the page. So I'm going to pull those up and share some of your guys' wins that's going on. We're really going to do a lot of celebration this call because I think it's really important to celebrate everything that we are doing. Celebrate all the work that we are putting in. No matter what the result ends up being, every single one of us is winning. You guys really are, because you're just putting, like, you've opened your mind to like, this is the year that I'm going to change. This is the year I'm going to be willing to listen to other ideas. This is the year that I am going to take time for myself. The act of watching this call or plugging into this video or just checking the page, sometimes that's more effort than we've ever put into our healthy living. Right? So that's what's really important, is to like really recognize the effort that you're making and acknowledge that and be proud of that, because that's where all the results come from. If we don't acknowledge the effort that we're putting in, we end up, like for me personally, this is what I go through, I end up burning myself out. Because if I'm so focused on the results, I just put in more effort and more effort and more effort, and I don't acknowledge exactly what is driving the results. Right? I get focused on something that in the long run is a side effect. It's a side effect. The results, yeah, they're fantastic, but they end up being a side effect of the true joys that we find. And if we celebrate the efforts, if we celebrate finding a new recipe or a new way our kids will eat vegetables, or trying a new activity, or heck, just packing a lunch, if we celebrate that kind of effort, you're going to find that you're so excited to do this, because everything you do is a success. Everything you do is a success. And when you can live in that kind of space, it just gets easier and easier and easier. And that's where the commitment comes in, right? Last week, I talked a little bit about commitment versus motivation. Motivation is amazing, and you're going to find bursts of it and second wins, and it's going to come and go all the time. But if your commitment is there, you will find over and over and over again that it just keeps getting easier. Does that make sense? So I want to do some successes. So some of you might know who you are on this, but I went through our book. I don't have everybody, sorry, because not everyone has. Some of you have been weighing it at home and stuff like that, so I've gotten everything on here. I'm not going to name your names, but I just want you guys to be inspired by what's going on in this community, okay? So some of us since the beginning of this challenge, right? All of us are on our own journey, but you guys collectively, actually, I'm going to tally it all up. Will you tally that up for me? Okay, we're going to tally it all up. And you guys can all know that every single one of you has contributed to this. Okay, so we're currently like rocking it. We're totally rocking it. Everyone is. So did anyone get a chance to catch my live this morning?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually watched it for a change.
Yeah, Penny watched it. That's awesome. So the big thing that I want to talk to you guys about is like, we're all human, because I think some of us right now, for some reason, we're not celebrating the work that we're doing, and we're feeling like we should have done more, or we should have more results, or we should be at a different place, or we should be seeing things. And I just want to like debunk all those expectations, because you are doing exactly what you should be doing. And the results are phenomenal, because we're 3 weeks in. We're 3 weeks into a lifestyle that is the rest of your life. So don't rush it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the experience, okay? 113.6 pounds since January. Guys, 3 weeks. Erin's face. I see it. There's Erin's in the kitchen. 113.6 pounds, you guys. That's pretty freaking yes, you guys are rock stars. Every single one of you has contributed to this, right? So definitely because we do this together. We do this together. My live this morning talked about it, that even though Penny had no idea she was stopping me from eating cupcakes, she was stopping me from eating cupcakes just because of the fact I knew I'd shared with her, and that I wanted to be accountable to her, right? So we get to do this as a community. So know that together, you guys, we are down 113.6 pounds, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. I think like 3 years ago, we celebrated that we'd help Morinville lose over 500 pounds in a year. Pretty sure we're going to knock that number out of the water this year. So you guys, look at all teary-eyed. So today what I do want to talk about is snacks. I want to talk about keeping it exciting and what it means to have snacks. Because we've had lots of different terminology over the years, right? So different snacks. When I did my meal prep, it all turned to like mini meals. So there's lots of different ways depending on your goals and your results, and they're going to change. They're going to change through all of it. So when I was doing show prep, I did mini meals because I was lifting that much that I needed to eat that much more food. Right? So I kind of broke it down into a little more minier meals. I've had trouble transitioning that as my goals have changed. I've personally had trouble transitioning that because I overcomplicated it. That's why this last week, guess what? I started having apples and yogurt again. When I think of what it was when it was simple for me and it was easy and on the go and I had other things, my priority wasn't walking across the stage in a bikini. My priority was being a mom or smashing out goals or planning a wedding. I had to adjust my plan for my priorities. So with that, it's keeping it simple, you guys. So a lot of the ladies that are on here, we're doing 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks, and 1 healthy meal, right? So today for me, that looked like I had a shake for breakfast. I had an apple and a Bev mix because I forgot my yogurt, but I was able to grab my protein through the Bev mix, which is 15 grams of protein, 70 calories. I've had a couple people asking me about that, so I can talk about it a little bit more. Then I had a shake because now I was on my way in between the gym, and I went and did elliptical to the gym, and then we're back into the city. So Taylor and I had, what did I have? Then I got home. So then in the afternoon I got home, I had a nice big bowl of homemade chicken soup. I threw in 4 ounces of chicken in there, and we had cucumbers and tomatoes on the side. And now I am having another shake today, but I will go home and have some eggs at the end of it, just a little bit of extra protein to boost me up when I go home now. And today ended up being a 3-shake day. That's normally not the case, but there's actually 1 extra when I finish blending. So I'm like, well, I'll drink it because I need to eat anyways. So I'm not overcomplicating it, right? For me personally, guys, I'm really focusing on just keeping it simple. And you guys have all inspired me with the food that you're eating, right? The apples and cheddar. That was all you. That's why I'm like, I'm going to start eating apples again because they're good, right? So I think we overcomplicate it. Do you guys, by like a raise of hands or putting a 1 in the comments, do you feel like sometimes trying to find the right foods can be complicated or stressful? Yes? Yeah. Pretty good raise of hands there, right? Matt's like, no, I eat the same thing every day. Okay, so the thing is we don't want it to be complicated. Pick like 4 or 5 things that you like and just mix them throughout. So Matt's a beast. If you guys, so when you pick your snacks, right? Pick your snacks, light, fresh veggies. Like when we go shopping, like today we went shopping. And so Taylor, we go in and we go into the fruits and veggie section. Every week she gets to pick 1 new fruit. Because if I bought all of the fruits, then we're wasting food. And then that frustrates me too, because now we bought all this food, no one's eating it, right? So we have usually 1 to 2 fruits in the house a week, and then we keep our staple vegetables around. This week, I went and bought bag salads. Why? Because I just haven't had, I want to prep homemade cabbage and all these things. I just bought the bag salads from Costco this week so that I knew that I had options that I could just stay on track with, right? I hear a lot of people saying we can't eat ketchup, or we can't have this, or we can't have that. I really don't want that word kind of used around. Don't think that you can't have things. It's, do you really want to? It's not that you can't have it. It's this or that, right? If you want to have a burger, put lettuce on it. I love that. That's shared. Selena's all, that's all you, lady, because that was the lettuce wraps on your burgers, right? If you want to have a burger, have a burger. Take the bun off of it and then have like veggies with it. Or if you want to have the bun, don't have it with the fries. That's all that it is. It's I want to have the bun, which means I'm not going to have carbs on the side. It's just this or that. There shouldn't ever be I can't have things. So if you guys are feeling there's food that you're missing, right? I've had that where people will like completely fall off because I just miss eating bread. I don't eat bread, so I don't understand. But some people do. Some people are like, I miss eating bread. And so they decide to throw all of their goals out the window because instead of finding a way to integrate it and balance it, they just decide that they're going to quit this because I would rather eat bread, and I'd rather eat bread and be 20 pounds overweight or not have energy to keep up for my kids. Does that make sense? Does anyone feel like they can't have things? No? That's good. That's really good. So I want to debunk that. I want to debunk that in our group. It's not that you can't have things. It's this or that. It's learning where your healthy fats, your proteins, and your carbs are. So we've talked about carbs. We've talked about proteins, right? Making sure we're looking for leaner proteins, finding those snacks throughout our day. And so this week, I just really want you guys to focus on sharing food that excites you. Food that excites you, okay? I see some like, what, huh? But if there's a recipe that is your favorite, if you're a pasta family, how can we integrate pasta into your world that it fits into a lifestyle that you can maintain forever? Right? If you're a baked person, let me teach you about mug cakes because they're phenomenal. And I put peanut butter on them and they totally take care of that craving. If you're a sweets person, have you ever had frozen grapes? If you put grapes in the freezer, the water freezes and it pushes all the sugar together so it becomes a bite of sweeter. That's how they make dessert wine. So there's so many options, but it's just being willing to look for them. So I want you guys to feel like a recipe or something. I know ours in our family was chicken parm because Matt loves chicken parm. So we'll make it. I'll take it. I'll pound out the chicken breast. I put it in a little bit panko, right? So I don't triple bread it. I'll put it in a little panko and then we bake it in the oven so it gets all nice and crispy. Sometimes I'll put some Parmesan in the panko so it gets a little bit extra crispy. And then we put a little bit of mayonnaise on it. No, all this food talk, sorry. All right, we'll stop talking about cheese. But realistically, we took that recipe, we switched up a couple things and made it so that we can have it all the time. And it's not that we're falling off plan. We just adapted it. Right? You guys see zoodles and all those things all over. So that's what I want us to focus on this week as we go into it is first off, acknowledging all of your effort, really celebrating exactly who you are. We together are down 113.6 pounds. Okay. That's why I'm not naming everyone because every single one of you has contributed to that and we're going to lock arms and we're going to keep doing it. Can we all agree on that? Like that tribe feeling is like, you can go and post, my team is down 113.6 pounds. And I can guarantee you that you're going to have so much pride about that number from every single one of you. Okay. So, and celebrating food this week, we want to celebrate healthy food, and making sure that we're not feeling neglected. If there's something that you are missing or feeling neglected from, or feel like you can't eat, this is the place that we get to work on that together. Nobody's alone in this. No one's going to hide and then binge eat chicken Parmesan in the pantry. Don't do that, okay? So I'm going to share some of your guys' wins. Actually, I want some of you guys. Will some of you please come off and read your wins? You posted them. Would you be confident in saying them publicly on our group of 11 people here? Oh, there's more than that. I got to count. 15? Okay, Erin, go for it.
Sorry, I had to figure out how to unmute. So this challenge, I increased my activity. I actually did meal planning and prepping, which has been an issue for me because like I don't really like leftover food, but I just kind of suck it up and it like feels so good going into the week. And also I'm just like find that I'm enjoying the other things in my life so much more because I'm not spending that time doing the dreaded supper prep every day. And I just get to like read a book with my kids and then microwave supper and then go do bath time and stuff. It's great.
Love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing, Erin. More activity and meal prepping, right? Who else would like to share? Natalie's gonna go. Love it.
There we go. I'm unmuted now.
Yeah.
Got my jammies on. I thought about there's been more than 3. So, from the weight loss to just the more energy, the ability to get onto treadmill. But my biggest for doing this was meeting new people. So I've created a new friend or 2. So it's been the new friendships. My daughter is so proud of me. So feeling the pride from her. And I asked her at dinner tonight, I'm like, what are your feelings about this? And she just listed a whole bunch off. Like, okay. So yeah, it's been, my rings do fall off. So I've had to change fingers from the weight loss, but it's definitely mine is the new lifestyle, the friends I've made, and the pride my kids have in me. So.
Aww. That's the best part is when they cheer you on, right?
They are totally cheering me on. She wants to see me do that cartwheel.
So do all of us, by the way.
It's going to be an interesting January 1st, 2020. Yeah, you can videotape it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, thanks, Natalie. Does anyone else want to share?
I'll share.
Awesome.
So I am consistently working out again, which feels awesome, and choosing to be healthy and eating healthy, making those healthy choices instead of going to the cookies all the time at night, eating my apple cinnamon yogurt instead. So just making those choices and feeling better about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you can see how excited Kathy was to say that. Like, just you're smiling, just like, I'm making better choices. It's a good feeling. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else want to share? Awesome. You will too. We'll get you there one of these days. I promise. I see all of you. Oh, Penny's going to share. Okay.
So when I shared online, I said that a lot of the things that I find a win are the fact that it all contributes to my mental health, and it's been a huge win for me because I have had a few things that are kind of stressful going on, and I came to drumming tonight instead of sitting at home with bag chips. So that's a win.
That's a big win.
It's a huge win.
That's a big win.
Yay!
Yay! And you feel better afterwards, right? As much as we think short term that emotional eating is going to make us feel better, in the long run, it never does, right? And that's a win that I have, is I've really started identifying my language has changed in how I react with food. Because for the longest time, and this is my story, you guys have heard it, the last couple of years I've struggled coming out of the show prep, and I struggled because I didn't understand. I was blaming the food. And these last couple weeks, these last couple of months, I've really started looking at what are my triggers, right? Versus blaming the food. It's not the food's fault. I have a great relationship with food. When I cook and when I love to cook and meal prep and make some amazing dishes. I have a really bad relationship with stress. And I have a really bad relationship with disappointment. And so when I can start acknowledging that, so that's a win that I've had, and I've started talking about it too. So I've started being able to get it out and make it, something that I can work on versus just struggling quietly with it. So that's a big thing for me. And that's because of you guys. You guys have inspired me so much, just with your authenticity and your consistency and your fire gumption. Like, it's so cool. So those are some of my wins. And that's it. That is our call for today. So I'm really excited to see you guys kind of like this week focus on finding foods you love. Finding foods you love because of how they make you feel. how they push you towards continuing living a healthy lifestyle. Right? It's find foods that inspire you to continue, not that restrict you or leave you feeling like you're bored or you're missing out. Okay, so that's our goal as a community this week, is to really support each other. And if there's a recipe, if you've got this thing and you're like, this is what I miss, let's post it. And I can guarantee you we're all going to have 100 different ideas of, you could cauliflower this, or you could bake that, or you could switch this up, or try all different types of things. And that's how we get to continue doing this together and continue winning. Cool? Awesome. Okay, so that is our call. I love it. This is our claps. Thank you, guys. I'm going to take you all off mute. We can say goodnight, and we'll continue on this. Dun, dun, dun. Unmute all. There we go. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.